Right, first proper drive in my own yard. I'm still completely and utterly discombobulated about being on the wrong side of the road, the dogleg first gear, no seatbelts is terrifying. There's a van coming at me right now. So about where I place the car, loads of stuff. And also it idles at 2,000 revs. And when I accelerate even a little bit, oh, there's a car coming the other way. And when I accelerate even a little bit, it makes quite a big knocking noise. So idling is fine, even though it's, you know, revving really high. But oh man, this is now that I'm in traffic, it's really, I need to concentrate loads. Thank you. About where I'm going, what I'm doing. If I get it on the leaves, it's all over because it'll just spin out. 5,000 revs and I'm in third gear. The noise is unbelievable, but it's not smoking like a motherfucker. I haven't fallen out of the floor. The steering is kind of all over the place. It's not straight. And I thought to myself that I wouldn't go out for a drive until I'd got the seatbelts. But I've just been to the petrol station, so I thought I'll just give it a good run. I'm going to go for fourth gear, which is where third would be. There we go. So when I've got my foot on the gas, I don't know if you can hear that. It's making quite a lot of noise. Now that might be because the sound deadening is missing, but when I come off the gas, it doesn't make that noise, even though it's revving at 2,500 now. And the back, I asked Jack to raise the back a little bit, so you put it one notch up on the torsion bar, which kind of looks quite high now, but I prefer it rather than sat right down on its wheels like that. Now, it's kind of, yeah, it's bouncing along, it's rattling, it's noisy, it's smelly, it's actually all the things that I love about an old car. But that noise isn't great. I don't even know what speed I'm doing. It's kilometers an hour, which is about 70. Is that right? So it's kind of going okay. Now it needs new wipers because the wipers are broken. They're also black because they need to be stainless steel. Yeah, I'm terrified round a bend, and it doesn't seem to have a huge amount of get up and go, but I don't know if it's dying. The temperature gauge is just moving a little bit off the bottom, so I have no idea if it's overheating. It doesn't smell like it's overheating. It's actually a glorious day, but it's cold, and I stupidly didn't wear a coat. So let's try the brakes. They do work, but yeah, they are a little bit wooden. And from second to third, it's quite easy to go into fifth. It just feels mostly counterintuitive, so I'm gonna go, which way should I go? I'm gonna go that way. And oh, oh, the indicators do work. Yes. It lit up on the dashboard. It hasn't been. I'm hoping that stuff will start working because now it's heating up. There'll be a whole load of electronic connectors that I'll need to clean up. I have no idea who worked on this car, but the stuff that's been done, it seems like someone took a lot of effort and time, and someone spent a lot of money on it as well. What gear am I in? Third. Fourth. Spent a lot of money on it, but everything appears to have been done quite badly. Now, I'm going to go around it with a magnet later, which I'm scared about. God, I'm going way too fast for the car with no seatbelts, and I've got no idea if the brakes will stop it, and the steering's all over the place. But do you know what? It's not the noise that I was hoping for, but I think that means it needs something tuning up. And I'm going to put electronic ignition on it. It might already have that. I haven't actually checked. There's some noise like a wheel bearing or something I can hear. And it's going to need a different exhaust. But it's all about the engine at first, I guess. Kind of scared to go take this route because it's going to take me onto a main road, and I can't remember what gear I'm in, and it's getting quite dark, and I have no idea if the lights work. I don't even know how to turn them on. I think it's that lever there. And I'm driving it in third gear a lot, but it's in fourth at 2,000 revs. Hasn't got a huge amount of get up and go, but it feels like enough. You know, I've already, when I was trying to get it near my house, went for the old slide on leaves, which terrified me a little bit because I nearly crashed it into my wife's car. That would have been an interesting one to explain. But I like it so far. I think it needs a new battery. Hopefully it's charging. The light's not on to say it's not charging. The idling at 2,000 revs, that's a bit worrying. Not worrying, that's something I'm going to have a look at. Is that just going to be a mixture on the carbs? I don't really want to mess with the carbs. So that's my first impression, is I quite like it. I need seatbelts. I need seatbelts just to make me feel better. Oh, no. I'm going to need first junction. Oh my goodness. I don't really want to pull out in front of a car. I'm going to have to wait for a huge gap. But the revving, it's still at 2,000 revs while it's idling. That could just be the cable stuck somewhere. But here we go. And it's a bit of a blind spot. There's no mirror on that side. I really need that. It is noisy. Third gear, fourth. Temperature gauge still isn't moving, so I'm starting to think it doesn't work. So yeah, I mean, I'm in the car. It's taken quite much longer than I thought it would. I bought it about a month ago. I've had that tiny little drive, and this is my first proper drive of it. I mean, it's not what I expected. It's noisier than I thought, but I think that might be the sound deadening and the fact that there's some kind of knocking. But I'm hoping that the more I drive it, the better it'll get. I'm hoping for like my 996. the more I drove that, the better it felt. And you know, even a few leaks. When I first got it, I was told that it had a couple of leaks, and they stopped. Obviously, the main seal at the back, if you don't use it, it does start dripping apparently on the 996. But other than that, I just need to work out what works, what doesn't work, what I need to fettle. I don't know if the key works. I've only got one key. The key doesn't really work in the doors. There's a period stereo that I love the look of, and it has a tape deck. I don't know what kind of tape deck it is. Actually taken the wrong turn, but that's fine. A second, third. Right. Oh, what a glorious day, but it's blinding. What's that on the road? Oops, I'm gonna have to stop here because I can't see anything. Oh. Okay, the screen is knackered, so when the sun's on it, you're completely blinded. So yeah, it needs way more work than I thought, and it makes so much more noise. I don't think it's going to be reliable because it struggled to start. I don't know if that's the battery. I'll probably put it on charge overnight. Actually, no, I won't. I'll try and get it going tomorrow, and then see what happens.